Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, man thought after two found shot, killed in Hinsdale, officials say. Arrest warrant issued for Derek Shippey. A man and woman were shot and killed in Hinsdale, and investigators have identified a suspect who is on the loose, officials said today. The bodies of Neil Bolster, 29, and Ali Jacobs, 19, were found Thursday afternoon inside a home at 240 Plain Road, investigators said. Autopsies determined that both died of gunshot wounds, according to the New Hampshire Attorney General's office. Their bodies were found by Hinsdale police, who were conducting a welfare check at the home, officials said. Arrest warrants have been issued for Derek Shippey, 28, whose whereabouts are unknown. He is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, investigators said. Officials haven't released any information about how Shippey is connected to the victims. Shippey is described as white, 5 feet 11 inches tall, and 220 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. Officials said Shippey might be in possession of a handgun, and anyone who sees him should call police immediately and not approach him. Shippey has ties to southern Vermont, according to Vermont State Police. A vehicle in which Shippey was believed to have been traveling was found Thursday night on Sack Road in Vernon, where the Shippey family owns property, police said. Anyone who has information on the case is asked to contact Detective Sergeant Sean Shackahan of the New Hampshire State Police at 603-223-8494 or sean.sackahan at us.newhampshire.gov. And here is a photo of that suspect. Take a look. If you see him, call the police. Dogs trained by inmate don caps gowns for graduation. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Do you need a new roof but think you can't afford it? Our average customer pays $7,500 for a total roof replacement, and we have finance plans with payment options under $150 per month. Call today. Century Roofing, we've got you covered.
Now to an adorable update for you. 4 black lab puppies just graduated from a training program at the Merrimack County Jail. The jail teamed up with an organization called Hero Pups to make this happen. It's a nonprofit that places the pups with veterans and first responders who may be dealing with post-traumatic stress. Inmates at the jail volunteered to be their trainers, teaching them basic obedience over the last 3 months.
I'm so grateful for the staff and the Hero Pups that have done it for me. It's gave me a positive outlook on everything.
It was an incredibly proud moment to know that just with a little bit of guidance, we were able to show these volunteer participants how they can train a dog that's then going to go on and change somebody's life.
Yeah, neat stuff. And because of the success of this first training program, the jail will receive another round of puppies on May 1st.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Excellent and awesome news there. Great stuff. Parents of woman killed in head-on crash say they feel angry. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Andy Hirschberger.
Well, good afternoon. Sierra Croteau was coming home after visiting her parents here in Milford last Friday when she was killed by an alleged drunk driver on Route 101. Croteau's parents today spoke for the first time about their grief over the loss of the 21-year-old. The man allegedly responsible was an off-duty Londonderry police officer who authorities say crossed the center line and hit Croteau's vehicle head-on. 27-year-old Tyler Berry has been charged with aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol and has been released on bail. Croteau's parents say they feel they've been robbed and are angry.
My daughter had died. This meant we would never see her again. Hug her again. Give her a kiss. Tell her we love her. How much she means to us. How proud we are of her. We will never be able to do this.
Joseph Houle read only from a statement today, and he did not want to take any questions. He did say today that they seek justice for their daughter. Reporting live in Milford, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Kraft's attorney argued to surpass video of spa visit in prostitution case. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Introducing the first of its kind Lexus UX, also available in hybrid all-wheel drive.
Lease the 2019 UX 200 for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Sean, Robert Kraft was not required to be there for the hearing and didn't show, but his lawyers argued that if the video is released, it'll taint the jury pool, make it impossible for Kraft to get a fair trial. The lawyers for Kraft say there are at least a couple of constitutional issues that trump Florida state law. In addition to the ability to get a fair trial, Kraft's lawyers say the initial taping by law enforcement was a violation of the Fourth Amendment, prohibiting illegal search and seizure. They also say that Kraft will suffer catastrophic harm if the video is released, while lawyers for the media say that Kraft is a criminal defendant in a criminal case and does not have a right to privacy, and that Florida law is clear the document should be released, especially since much of the information is public knowledge through cases involving the spa's owners.
Once the state's obligated by law to turn these records over to any defendant, then they are releasable to the public because the public now has a right of access to them.
The media has made the point that there's some evidence has been released unilaterally by the state and that therefore has been some kind of general waiver. We don't see that way at all.
This is just the first of two hearings involving the video. Another is scheduled for April 26th. That's when lawyers for Kraft will argue that the video should not be allowed at trial. They've also asked the judge to delay any ruling regarding today's hearing until after that one takes place. In the studio, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at that U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Friday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you on this Friday evening. Dow rises 260 points. S&P 500 posts third weekly gain, led by Disney, J.P. Morgan. Stocks rose on Friday after a slew of positive corporate news that including strong bank earnings, and Disney unveil a new streaming service. Trump confirms mulling plan to release immigrants in sanctuary cities. He supports the suggestion despite DHS concerns. President Donald Trump confirmed on Friday that his administration engaged in conversation about a plan to transfer immigrants detained at the southern border onto the streets of sanctuary cities. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.